children of all ages. I'm C1ESO and welcome to Fenton Forest 4X by Stevie version 1.42, which has just been released today as I'm recording this. In fact, actually, I've recorded this video once before, earlier today. He's now done an update to the map, so I'm recording the whole video again. But basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be starting a Let's Play series on the 4X map using Seasons. I'm not going to be using hundreds of billions of mods like I've used in the past. I'm really keeping things a lot more stripped down this time. Let's have a look at the global mods, because I don't want the global icon thingy jiggy bob mod pack installed. And I'm probably going to remove the Midwest Geo, because I'm currently sharing this mod folder on my PC with the Old Family Farm map, which I am going to be doing a Let's Play series on as well with Seasons, but I will be using that US Midwest Geo, and that's about it. This is literally the limit of the mods. Like I say, between recording the video this morning and now coming back to re-record it this afternoon, I have added a couple that were missing. I have downloaded a couple of new ones, so I'm not going to be running too many fancy mods this time, not to the extent that I used on the original Fenton Forest Let's Play series that I did earlier in the year. 100 episodes, which was, you know, over 100 hours of video, which you can go and watch on the channel. The playlist is there if you want to see the original standard map. Obviously I put over 500 actual hours into that Let's Play series, so this is probably going to be about the same. I have, for, you know, full disclosure, tweaked a few things in the map since downloading it this afternoon. One of the things I have done is gone in and edit the fill types and fruit types files. Rather than use the Giant's default one, I've gone and used a custom one, which should allow me to be able to see all the different items on the map that we can sell. Let's load in. So here we are, kids. Global Company does not like Place Anywhere, but screw Global Company, because Place Anywhere is far better than the mod that they are using. Right, anyway, here we are. Fenton Forest 4X map. We'll go straight into the map and show you. Right, the original map was obviously this area along here, up here, along the top here, and down the side. Stevie's now expanded it and put all this extra play area in for us to play in and have fun. Obviously the water that previously ran along here has now been moved and placed down the bottom here. We've now got a bridge that runs across the top of Field 8 to the new area of land here and all the way down here, which does make, unfortunately, anyone who watched my last Let's Play series on the regular Fenton Forest map, I made a massive huge grass field on this area. I removed a lot of the trees and stuff. That road is going to get in the way a little bit and prevent me from doing that this time around. Also, we are going to be running Seasons, so as you can see, it is raining. I'm going to be playing 9-day Seasons on this particular map, particular save, because it's a big map, 4X map, and I obviously single player playing by myself. Interesting to note, some of the buildings have moved places between the previous map and this one. This building I believe used to be at the top corner of the farm before you got to Field 1. Obviously the house is now in a completely new position on this map. It's been moved. He's completely redesigned the whole starting farm area on this map. The whole starter farm, he's completely moved everything around. He's removed some things, he's changed some things. People are gonna maybe like the changes, some people won't like some of the changes. You know, everyone's to their own. You know, I love the fact we've got a little goal here so we can all pretend we're David DeHay. And then obviously we've got the basketball hoop over here, which we can actually play basketball again in oh, no, I'm rubbish. Will not be getting signed for any NBA teams. Obviously noticeable differences straight off the bat that I see between this map and the previous one. The starting equipment is a lot different, and it starts in different places. It's now starting on field 2, whereas before your harvester and your truck started up on field 1. He's got this much higher easy sheds now for getting vehicles into at this initial place. Obviously he's got his starting fleet of vehicles, which for full disclosure I will be getting rid of on the Let's Play. I will be getting rid of all the starting vehicles and replacing everything. I won't be using Stevie mods exclusively like I did in the previous series. I'm not running the full mod folder that I did last time, but I will be using some different mods and different vehicles and stuff this time round. We've got the Windrow Sales and Bale Sales here now. This is new. I must admit, not keen on the building's design. I really did like the barn on the previous Fenton Forest map, which was located right next to the main silo. So there was like a barn here where you had your Windrow Sales. Then in front of the barn you had the house, and your garage and workshop and everything, and you had your free range chickens. You then had another shed down here, like a barn shed for putting your vehicles in, and then you had a barn shed here where this is for storing vehicles, and then you had the easy shed. So unfortunately no barn sheds on this map anymore, which is a little bit disappointing. It's only got the basic easy sheds. Another thing I've noticed, or one of the things I noticed earlier doing my first look round the map, or when I recorded the first video, we don't have all the little placeable lights around the starting farm area. So, I mean, there's some attached to obviously the sheep pens and the animal pens and stuff, but I wonder at night if it's going to be really, really dark on this map, because you haven't got the little lights, the little like shaded lights, and obviously he's gone back to, he hasn't got he's got custom cow pens, but they're not the ones that I had on my original Fenton map. He did change them after several updates into the original Fenton Forest map. He did change all the animal pens and go back to using Giant's default looking ones. Which is one of the reasons why I stopped updating the map midway through my Let's Play series and just kept the version I was happy with. So you got the cow pen over here this time, which is new. It used to be in a different place altogether on the starting farm. This area actually used to be, there was vehicle sheds down here for storing vehicles in. You had the pig area, the pig pen, custom pig pen. You had a chicken pen in this area after he got rid of the free range chickens, which again was one of the reasons why I didn't update the map. And then obviously you had that little decorative shed that I pointed out a few minutes ago in this area, and then you had field 1 over here. You also had in this area a shed. You had like a just an easy shed, and then you had the sheep pen. And then after the sheep pen, you had the herbicide and manure refills, which are now over here. So you got your manure purchase point, slurry and digestates purchase point, and your herbicide purchase point are all over here now. Your main silo still has its supply purchase point for buying seeds, fertilizer, lime, straw, hay, grass, pig food, cow food, all that stuff. But I'm not going to use it because it's It's quite expensive to buy it from there, and I would much rather be self-sufficient and make my own seeds, fertilisers, limes using my production buildings, which I'm going to be putting into this area, because this area does lend itself well now to placeables, because there is a lot more area. There's a lot of things that have been removed. Like I say, you haven't got the horse training area. That is a placeable that you can buy and put on the map, but it's not included in the map by default. There's the wind pump here, which doesn't, I thought originally that was going to be like a water refill point, but it's not. Doesn't act as a water refill point. So yeah, you got the jockey jumping area for training your horses, which on the original map was actually located in this area, right next to where the horses are. Unfortunately, the horse pen is just a bog standard horse pen now. It no longer has the manure, so the horses don't make manure. So if you're in my previous Let's Play series, I had horses not for riding and training and all that stuff, but for actually just producing manure, so I could fertilise the fields. Because if you didn't watch my last Let's Play series, I only used natural manure, natural fertilisers. So I used manure, slurry, digestate to cover my fields. I didn't use traditional fertiliser, any chemical fertilisers. I made it, but I made it to sell because it was a good money maker. We've got the green. Obviously, Stevie's given us a couple of his greenhouses. I do have his standalone greenhouse pack installed, so I could actually sell these ones off and put in his standalone ones if I wanted to. The only reason I think I use the standalone ones rather than the inbuilt map ones is because the standalone ones have been edited a little bit, so they have slightly larger manure and water capacities, so I don't have to fill them up quite so frequently. Obviously, you got a water fill point here at the farm, and like I say, this was where the cows used to be on the previous map. So you can see how he shuffled everything around. The sheep are now over here. You've still got your telehandler, and again, Stevie sheep pen, wool pallets spawn here. You can sell them directly by pushing them and tipping them into this box here with the slightly darker orangey markings. However, they don't sell for as much as taking them to the spinnery, so it's a bit of a compromise. Do you want the convenience of just getting rid of wool when you have sheep, or do you want to actually make the best price by picking them up, pallets up, and carting them across the map to the spinnery? We've got the pig enclosure over here. Nothing really fancy to say about the pig enclosure. Does feature the solar panels, so I'm assuming all these buildings at this farm still make you a little bit of money every day by virtue of the solar panels. They make you a little bit of daily income. Then we've just got a regular bog standard chicken coop here. So sadly, no more free range chickens on the Fenton Forest Map, which is a little bit disappointing. I did like having the chickens wandering around outside the house, as I liked having that separate like garage workshop building. Now we've just got one of these like standard giants ones. So yeah, we've lost some of the uniqueness from the main farm, some of the nice, the characteristic stuff that Stevie gave us. And obviously we've got another repair point over here by the looks of it. Got a fuel station where we can refill. I'm assuming it's buying diesel to refuel our vehicles. We've got the pressure washer here as well. We've got the digester on the farm, which allows us to put manure, slurry, grass, straw, silage, etc. into it and produce digestate. Much like you do at the BGA, the only difference is you don't get paid for it here. You don't get paid for converting your stuff into digestate. So if you're not that fussed about making money, or you've got vast excesses of straw and grass and hay and stuff, you can chuck all that into the digester and do that. So yeah, the main farm layout has changed quite a bit, and like I say, it's a little bit, it does feel very alien. Having played so many hours on the original Fenton Forest, it does look a bit weird. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously you got your main field 1 over here, and then obviously brings you down to field 8, which is a dedicated grass field, which I obviously used to great effect. You've even got extra sheds now down here. He's put in extra sheds nearly around every field. I don't know if these sheds become like objects in your garage when you buy the land that they are sat on, and you can then sell them off if you want, or whether they are fixed into the map and you can't do anything with them. I hope it's the case of when you buy the land they become your property and you can remove them. I always think that's pretty cool when map authors give you the option to sell off buildings on land that you buy if you don't want them, and put your own style of buildings on. Like I say, we've got the new road here, the new bridge, which brings you over to the new extended part of the map. Obviously, previously this field just didn't, there was no bridge here. Basically the grass field came right up to the water's edge here, where you've got this lovely wind turbine, which again, I don't know if you can own it and sell it when you buy the land, or whether once you buy the land it does generate you some income per day, per hour, like the standalone wind turbine that Stevie released. I don't know whether he's done that. And obviously we start getting into some of the more familiar areas on the map, like we've got the dairy over here for selling your eggs, soybeans and milk. You've obviously got the port northwest, which basically you can come and sell absolutely everything. Your BGA in here with a nice big shed for storing vehicles at the BGA. And you've got your big massive silo clamps, all 4 of them. And obviously I'm a big fan of Stevie's BGA because it really is laid out well. It's got a great trigger that you can just bring trailers into and tip, as well as bales. You don't have to worry about trying to load stuff with buckets or forks into hoppers, which is one of my absolute biggest bugbears with maps, where the map authors use that, what I dub the Ravenport BGA, where you have to load it via hand. You can't just tip trailers and stuff. At least Stevie is very flexible. His BGA is good, and there are 2 now on this map, so you have a choice of 2 BGAs you can use. Digestate, again, out of this pipe here, very easy to get to. Again, I love this map because it making like automatic selling and refill courses with course play is very, very easy now. Is great because again you've got good triggers. Got your diesel station here. Come get your diesel for your tractors and your vehicles if you don't want to use the one at the farm. Again, I'll probably get rid of the one at the farm and have my own diesel tank that I have to manually fill. It doesn't, you know, one that doesn't have a never-ending, unlimited virtual supply. In fact, I'm going to have all the refill points like that. I just need to remember to edit the fuel tank because the triggers on that, as I've experienced on the County Lines map, are incredibly fiddly. In fact, I personally think they're the wrong way around. I think the fill trigger should be a big box in front of the pump for filling your vehicles and equipment, and the refill point should be the little box on the side of the pump, but that's completely separate. Obviously you've got your sawmill up here, which everybody's familiar with. The train, again, big placeable area. Everyone will be familiar with this from the last Let's Play series I did. This is where I stored all my logging and forestry equipment that I used. Didn't do a great deal of logging, not in the traditional sense of actually coming up into the map and doing the logging of trees in this lovely forestry area that Stevie provides. It was mainly for when I was removing the trees around the farm, like on field 8, between fields 2 and 3, 4 and 5, and when I removed some of the other trees around some of the other fields as I went along, to make life a little bit easier for myself. So the main map, not really changed. There are some new things he's added here and there, and I can go and find some of those for you. Again, anyone who watched the first Let's Play series will know I like this map because it gives players a good choice when it comes to fields. You don't just have boring square rectangular fields, you have got some nice shaped ones as well. So if you're the kind of player like me who's a little bit bored of maps that just have square rectangular fields that get very boring to drive up and down, you've got the option of having some different shaped fields. Plus, obviously, you can actually terrain alter and everything and reshape the fields as you want anyway, using the terrain tools and that. But Stevie's map has a good breakdown, a pretty much even balance between the square fields for people who want square fields and, you know, nice, more interesting shaped fields for the people who want a bit more diversity with their farming. Plus, as you can see, the map is not flat, which is great as well for people who love to play maps, who get a bit bored of being at one level all the time. This map is very hilly, and again, when you're working the map and working some of the fields, your choice of tractors and equipment is going to be very important, because otherwise you will find you suffer incredible slowdowns driving up some of these hills. If you have underpowered vehicles, you will notice it. And then over here we've got, I believe this is the manure and slurry sales area. Yep, exactly the same as the last Fenton Forest map. Bring your manure and slurry and sell it there. Again, good placeable area as well. Once you've bought the land, I used it for storing tractors and harvesters and that, because basically once I got to the stage in my original Let's Play where I owned the whole map, to save me having to drive vehicles from the main farm all the time around these narrow skinny little roads that are on this map, I basically created mini farms at various places with, you know, their own harvesters, tractors, ploughs, cultivators, fertilizers, etc, etc. And that's probably what I will do again on this new Let's Play, so I'm not having to keep dragging vehicles all over the map. Because the one thing I do, and I do kind of dislike about the map, it is the road system. It's very narrow, it's very skinny, it's not been widened or expanded in any way on the 4X map, and the vehicles, the AI vehicles, the AI cars, still drive around the map at ridiculously slow speeds. Stevie's not increased they still drive around at 25 kilometers an hour, which is really, really far too slow. And I would have liked Stevie maybe to have jacked up the speed on the vehicles a little bit. You know, make them do 40. Because it does cause a bit of a traffic jam at times when you're trying to cart stuff around to sell points. We've got the, obviously, the shop over here, which hasn't changed. It's exactly the same as it was on the previous standard size map. And again, you've got fields over here where again you get sheds included. Again, I don't know whether these become actual sellable once you buy the land or not, or whether they're just permanently fixed into the map. Most of the stuff at the main farm, in fact, you should be able to now with today's map update that Stevie's brought out, you should be able to sell off absolutely everything at the main farm if you want to. Everything should be sellable, including like the fertilizer, the manure. I don't see the herbicide and manure station. There we go, manure station, and then there should be the herbicide one. Yeah, you can sell those off now, so he's fixed that as well, because some people complain that you couldn't sell those off from the starting farm area. but it's good to know you can sell those off, because like I say, I won't personally be using them. He has also added supply purchase points, much like you've got at the main farm silo. He's added a couple at various points around the map. So again, if you start in farm manager or start from scratch mode, and you don't want to start with the main farm, you want to buy, you know, an area of land somewhere else and set up a farm somewhere else, like perhaps over here, you can still have access to purchasing seed, fertilizer and stuff like that. Again, sell triggers, pretty nice, handy. Some of them, like this one, a little bit awkward for some of the vehicles. Things like the distinction pace setter, the Wilson Super Bs and stuff like that have a little issue with sell points where you have to go up the ramps and stuff. They can get beached, but if that's the case, then, you know, just if you are going to sell crops at those sell points because they happen to be the best sell point at the time, use a different trailer perhaps if you can. Again, more stuff around the map. We've also got obviously the new BGA, which I will head to on the new field. So again, we're coming up on what was the border of the old map, and then we'll be crossing over into the new area, the new extended area. Woohoo! Ramp here, loading stuff onto the train. And again, this is your grain elevator east, I think it is, or whatever it's called on the map. Yeah, grain elevator east, which takes and buys quite a bit of stuff. Again, one of the sell points I used fairly frequently on my original series. Along with the ports were very useful. New BGA is obviously up over here. This is the second one on the map. I like this one as well. This one's a little completely different. He's not just copy and pasted the same buildings. You've also got a good placeable area here. If you wanted to build your own farm and didn't want to use the starting farm, here's a good area for whacking in sheds and buildings and stuff like that if you wanted to. Like I say, then you've got the BGA, the second BGA again. Got fuel refills. He's put loads of those in, as he has done workshops. So again, you can always repair your vehicles and stuff at quite a few places on the map as you're travelling around. And again, you've got an awesome BGA that is going to be very accessible. Again, trailers and bales, just bring them, tip them, job done. No faffing about with forks and buckets needed. I wish all map authors would do that with BGAs. And then obviously digestate out. So again, if you want to use courseplay and set up some automatic selling and loading and unloading courses, works perfectly. Stevie's map was very courseplay friendly originally in the original version, and it looks like it's carried on being that way. As I say, as I've hunted round doing this first map look, and the one I did this morning, I didn't see anything that was going to give me any concerns. And obviously we've got the main port down here, port southeast, and everyone will remember I had a placeable sell point here, so I could sell loose cotton. I think it was sell loose cotton on the map. When I didn't want to do cotton bales with the cotton baler, I don't need that anymore because I've gone in and added cotton as a fill type to the ports, so I can actually bring loose cotton and sell here at the port facilities, the two ports for export. Obviously, you can still sell cotton at the main spinnery, which is down here, and your wool, so you could still bring your cotton and wool bales down here if you're doing wool with the traditional cotton harvester and stuff. Or the new John Deere cotton harvester. So again, drop your bales in here, your bale cotton modules, either your square bales or your round bales, your wool pallets, drop them in here. I thoroughly recommend an auto-loading trailer for that. Makes it so much easier. The one on the one I used in my last Let's Play, the little man hook lift, worked brilliantly. And obviously the main sort of town hasn't changed. He's not made any tweaks to that. He has made some tweaks down here on field 5. You've only got the one shed down here now before you get to the water. And the water doesn't have a great big pond that juts out anymore. It pretty much tends to be just this single stretch now of river. He's kind of made that smaller. It does open up again a little bit down here, but not massively. He's then got some extra sheds in over here. Again, I don't know whether you will be able to own these and sell them when you buy the land. Haven't tested that far yet. Obviously, what I'm going to be doing in my Let's Play series, when I start properly, the first gameplay episode, I will be transferring the money across that I ended the last Fenton Forest series with. And I'll be using that to set up my starting farm area. I'll be selling off all the default vehicles, all the vanilla vehicles, and some of the stuff at the farm. Like, I'm not going to have the cows, the pigs at the main farm. I'm not going to bother having a silo at the main farm. I'm not going to need it because I'm going to use production buildings. Some of the sheds I may get rid of and actually use some of the other sheds, because the easy sheds to me are just they're a little bit boring. Hopefully the animal pens are bigger now as well. I've increased the number of animals on Stevie's animal pens, and I've used the extra animal script that Giants posted in their modding forum, and hopefully I've got it loaded correctly with the mod description XML. Same way as, hopefully, when we come into the menu here, we should be able to see who buys what and where. So, seeds, Fenton Mill, Port Northwest, Port Southeast, Riverside Mill buys seeds. No one's buying something there. Someone's buying water, which is the animal dealership. That's probably fuel. And I probably don't need that symbol, that fuel pump symbol. I could probably get rid of that. Because we've got diesel. This is the diesel one. So you can see who buys diesel. You can see who buys fertiliser. Solid fertiliser, liquid fertiliser. Digestate, you can see who buys the digestate on the map. You can see who buys pig food. You can see who buys lime. You can see who buys herbicide. So you've got all your sell places. So pretty good. I might just tweak those prices a bit on some of this stuff, because it does look a little bit expensive compared to some stuff, but we'll see how it goes. Drop the price scale down on some of the production items, like your pig food, seed, fertilizers and stuff. I think Stevie's got the price scale set at 1, and I think that's a little bit overpowered. I think for your sale prices on things like seeds, fertilizers, lime, etc., you need to have it 0 point something or other. Otherwise, it gets very OP very quickly selling that stuff if you're producing it. Economic difficulty, I may actually put that onto hard for the Let's Play series. I'm going to get rid of automatic engine start. Fuel usage is going to be default, but it's going to be determined by another mod that I'm using, which controls fuel use anyway, realistic fuel use. The prices I'm probably going to leave on dollars, miles and hectares, purely for the simple reason that even though this is a European map, I don't want to keep switching for when I play on my multiplayer server, so prices will stay pretty much as they are on this map. But like I say, if we go back to the main farm quick, as I say, I'll be getting rid of all the starting vehicles, and then we'll be building up the starting fleet ourselves. And as I say, things like the cows, the pigs, the horses, they'll get sold off as well. These refill points here will probably get sold off as well. The diesel thingy over here, that will probably get sold off as well. For the simple reason, as I say, I'm going to be using my own silos. Where are they? These things that basically I have to fill myself, and make sure obviously we've got a diesel tank installed somewhere that I can put diesel into. Going to be using obviously production buildings, some of the there's a water tank there that can hold 1 million litres of water. Some of this hot production stuff, unfortunately it's all in German and stuff, they fiddle with the names, but things like obviously pig feed mixer, seed makers, fermenting silos, all that's going to be there. Should be herbicide somewhere. Herbicide production is there. A little bit weird in that it uses fertilizer and liquid fertilizer to make herbicide. I think I might change that myself. That's another mod I might edit, and I might use diesel fuel and fertilizer to make herbicide, liquid fertilizer maybe. Hot animals, so you've got the hot animals. I'm not sure if I'm going to use any of these or not, because I'm probably going to use Stevie's. Obviously he's got all his modded ones, and like I say, I have changed those to have extra animals. So like cow pasture and pig pasture have been doubled, the sheep pasture's been doubled, the chicken pen's been doubled. There's a fowl that you can keep 1,000 chickens in your chicken pen, which should produce hundreds of millions of litres of eggs. And obviously I've got the choice of the modding welt stuff. I have dug this mod pack out again, but I don't know whether it works very well, because obviously it's never been updated since it first came out. So none of the buildings will probably have snow masks, so none of these will probably be compatible with Seasons, unfortunately. Same with the vehicle sheds. I don't know if any of these will be Seasons compatible, whether they have snow masks. Probably not, which means when it snows in the winter, we're probably going to get snow inside the buildings, which will be a little bit of a shame. Maybe some of this stuff works. I think this stuff's been updated, so this hot pack might be updated. Again, the modding welt stuff I wouldn't think has been, but maybe some of these buildings from the hot product pack might be okay. Bulk hall with 6 doors, use some of those to store vehicles inside, just as a bit of an alternative to the easy sheds. Miscellaneous, obviously we've got water stations, we've got placeable we've got the def pump and def storage. I'm going to need to put some of them on the map. Again, I will probably, using the place anywhere mod, place these at the actual fuel like the fuel stations on the map. So I have to go there, buy the def, and then come back to the farm and put it in a def storage. And again, I might need to edit the triggers on those a bit as well to make them make sense a bit more, because again, I think it's a bit weird that the refill trigger is the little box on the side, the unloading trigger is the big box on the front. I would sooner have it the other way around, so I can drive vehicles into the big box to obviously refill my vehicles. And obviously you can buy all of Stevie's stuff back. So your spinnery, you can put down your own spinnery lot. Just drop it down on the old ground there. The manure slurry and storage, digestate storage, love that on the old Fenton Forest map. I did actually take this building from the original map and make it a standalone placeable. However, I never publicly released it because I wasn't happy that Giants wouldn't allow the script that that animated the slurry. Universal Supplies by Stevie, that's a new one. And obviously I've obviously got the refill points that I made as a mod many moons ago when the game first came out, my own refill points. I don't tend to use them anymore, but they're always in every folder. Again, got this LS Mod Company pack of things. We've got obviously the old seed stations, a lot of the old family farm mods, because it's the same mod folder. I'm running the two maps from the same folder. There's going to be some crossover. Got Stevie's heating plant, got the pond water store. The reason I've added the pond water store back in, even though Stevie's great at giving us the little area somewhere over here, I did find on the original Fenton Forest map that refilling this with some tankers, especially like a tanker on the back of a hook lift, was really difficult because the trigger's quite low down and you'd back the truck up and start trying to fill it and it wouldn't fill. So I ended up placing the pond water store thing on top, basically artificially raising the water height to allow me to fill my stuff. I don't know whether that's been fixed on the new map until I start playing. Hopefully it has. Hopefully I can just back up a tanker and start filling from here, from these water sources on the maps. If not, if I do run into the trigger issue again, I can just whack down one of the pond water stores, and you know it's not going to be an issue. You know, we can grab one of these, and they've got obviously the pond water stores I've edited to make sure they have a better refill rate as well. So if I'm trying to load, you know, 100,000 litres of water into a tanker, I don't have to sit there for 10 days waiting for it to fill up. So yeah, I just slapped one of these in. I just slapped one of these onto the map I did last time, and it seemed to work for me. Gave me the higher water source so I could fill up every tanker that I'd got available. As I say, I'm not using all the same mods. I've got the Stevie wind turbine in. I'll probably place one of those on the map because I do believe over here, where in the area of the map where I put all my greenhouses on my first Let's Play series, there's still this strange little bit of gravel area, this random spot of gravel sitting here. So this is where I stuck a wind turbine in my first Let's Play to cover that up. So I will probably do that again at some point. And see how we go. As I say, I'm going to be playing with the Seasons mod, not using any geomes, just using default geomes. So actually, we can't plant cotton. Cotton and sugarcane are not possible on this map then, so I don't even have to worry about cotton harvesting. So actually, adding loose cotton to the sell points was a complete waste of time because you can't plant cotton. Like I say, I'm going to be playing with 9 days. I'm going to be playing with snow and stuff as well, so all that good stuff is here. So yeah, look forward to the Fenton Forest new Let's Play on this 4X map. I don't know what the upload schedule will be for the new map. It's not something I'm going to be spending all day, every day playing and recording like I did the last series. I do now play other games. I have sort of not moved away from farming sim, but I have started to dial back how many hours a day I spend playing this game. Obviously, I've been playing a lot on multiplayer, my own dedicated multiplayer server recently as well, and that will always take the priority for live streaming and stuff like that. The multiplayer and playing with Helgi and others. So I may only do probably 1 or 2 videos on this map a week, especially as I plan to do the old family farm as well, and go back and revisit Dolores Floffelbotham on that map and see how that map plays with Seasons and plays with the Geo as well, the Midwest Geo. And with it being a smaller map, I can play slightly shorter length Seasons, because obviously the fields are a lot smaller, the map's a lot smaller, I can get a lot done more quickly, whereas obviously this map I'm going to be having to utilise course play and stuff to help me out, because there's no way else I can get all the fields and that done myself. What I will do, like I say, I'm going to bring the money over from the first series, which will then allow me to buy all the fields that I owned at the end of the first series, and will let me start replacing the starting fleet of vehicles. And once that money's gone, then we're going to have to get to work and start playing the game again and earning money. So again, at the various fuel stations around the map, wherever there's fuel stations, I will go and place some of those death pumps so we can get the death. And then, like I say, we will have refillable silos around. And again, when I do buy fields, I'll have refillable silos around the fields for ease of access. But again, they're the type of silos that need to be filled manually. They don't just have a magic infinite supply. And again, for things like seed, fertilizer and stuff like that, ultimately I will have to produce it and make it myself. It's not something that we're just going to keep buying. Initially, first year, we will probably have to buy it, because obviously I'm not going to have any of the stuff needed to make my own supply until at least after the first harvest in the autumn. I mean, obviously fertilizer we can start making quite early if we can get silage from the grass in the summer, mowing the grass throughout the summer, getting that to the BGA, getting it turned into digestate, bringing the digestate back, putting it through the fertilizer machine, making sure obviously we make liquid fertilizer as well for spraying. When it comes to spraying, I think I've got the big brew, which we all know and love from the first series. I've also got this new Fent Row Gator thing. Might have a look at that, see how that goes. It's a little bit smaller than width than the Hardy Rubicon, but it's bigger working width than the big brew. Speed wise, the big brew is faster, quite a lot faster. I also have added the option on these although it probably isn't going to work, actually thinking about it, because I don't think any of these you would have to add fill type to the mods to allow them to have water, because I wanted to be able to irrigate, you know, like simulate irrigating crops, you know, during the summer when it's dry, to just go out on the fields and spray water on the fields to, you know, irrigate the crops. But I don't think it's going to work too much. And obviously we've got the I did use this briefly at the end of my Let's Play series. It has its own little attachments under crop protection. You can get the R4045 sprayer attachment on it, or you can have that one for doing lime and fertilizer. All of these should now do lime and fertilizer, because again I've changed the fill types and stuff. So there we go, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed this first look video at the new 4X map. As I say, this is going to be the start of a new Let's Play series, And the next episode will see me basically completely butchering the entire farm, getting rid of all this equipment, clearing it all out, getting rid of some of the animal pens, maybe doing some terrain painting around the farm, putting stuff back, putting production buildings in place where I need production buildings, maybe moving the animal pens, things like the sheep. There's a great big grass area all the way down here that I might put a couple of sheep pens onto, and then let's do the same with chickens. Put the chickens somewhere, maybe move them from over here, put them into this big area, have a couple of chicken pens, large chicken coops down here, and then just have production buildings and stuff all in the middle of the farm. Maybe some other shed buildings for parking vehicles in, get rid of some of the easy sheds, but we'll see how it goes. And like I say, it's going to be played with seasons, so it's a chance for me to figure out seasons as I go. I'm not very experienced with seasons. We've played a little bit on the multiplayer server, but there's still a lot I do not know, so I'm looking forward to it, and I hope a lot of people will look forward to watching the series as well. So if you're new to the channel, make sure obviously you subscribe, that way you get updated and notified when I start posting the videos. Feel free as well to leave your comments, questions, suggestions and feedback on the series as it goes and on the videos. I do look forward to reading them, and I do look forward to replying to them if they're sensible. If you're the type of person that's just going to come on a video and type "what a load of crap" like someone did on one of my videos recently, you can fully expect to get completely torn apart with my reply. I will not hold back in replying to people who post crap on my videos. I'm not going to delete the comments because obviously it counts as a interaction point on YouTube, whether you leave a good comment or a negative comment. But if you post something stupid, be prepared to have me completely tear you apart with a reply. And, you know, if I hurt your feelings with that reply and I offend you, then good. Maybe you should have been a bit more sensible and a bit more constructive with your original comment. And if you want to come at me, feel free to come at me. Like I say, if you want to be a keyboard warrior and hide behind your keyboard and sit in your basement, then that's fine. But, you know, I'm a real man. You know, I'm quite happy to fight. You want to come to me face to face, I will open my door to anybody. I guarantee you, you'll be the one that suffers. And of course, obviously, make sure you do leave your likes on the video. Click that thumbs up. You know, I do appreciate it. A lot of work does go into recording the episodes, rendering the episodes, uploading and scheduling the episodes, creating thumbnails and everything. It does take a lot of time. So, you know, a thumbs up, just that little click is, you know, just a big, you know, thank you for the work that obviously I put in providing you with these great videos and this content on this channel. So anyway, I've been CWhatEso. This has been the Fenton Forest 4X map. Goodbye for now.